Hey guys, Matt Jones in this impressive old looking vestibule of a building which I think must have been a school once upon a time. I'm not quite sure what the original building was, but I suspect it's on a location where a guy called Joseph Henry Davies established what was called Caulfield Grammar School back in 1881. It actually opened on 25th of April 1881, and you can see there's some name plates up above this entrance with this impressive clock tower, but all the details have been scrubbed off, and there's a foundation stone here which has been removed and just left with a blank stone. None of the people who work here have any idea of what it used to be. But I suspect that this was the location where excuse me, Joseph Henry Davies established Caulfield Grammar School in 1881 after he returned from a mission trip to, I think, India or China, where he set up another school. He was only, I think, about 23 when he set this up, so he was quite enterprising. And he set up the school with his sister and two brothers. I think initially they had 9 students. Down there on the other side of the stop sign, which you can probably just make out, just where that truck's turning, is Elsternwick station. And I know that the school was it's described as adjacent to excuse me, Elsternwick station. And the original building, which I got a photograph of, doesn't look like that. But I suspect it was probably in that location or thereabouts. So the school now has merged, and it's taken on a new identity. It's still called Caulfield Grammar School. It's down that way a couple of kilometres, I think, in Caulfield. But the reason that's of significance on this 100 Days to Harvest is it tells the story of the real beginning of this story of friendship between Australia and Korea. It's an unlikely beginning. A schoolhouse in a suburb of Melbourne, established probably before Joseph Henry Davies actually knew of Korea. I'll have to find out what he did know of Korea and when he first found out about that country and decided to go there as a missionary with his sister in 1889. So I think his establishment of the school tells us something about the nature of his journey to Korea and what he established. You can just see the train tracks there leading out to the station. He was quite obviously enterprising, a guy who seems to have had quite a bit of energy and a great sense of vision, to have both at a young age really got to China or India and established a school, come back to Australia and won the resources through arguing a case to establish this school here, and then further to make plans and then get himself off to Korea. They left Australia in August of 1889, arriving in Busan in October, I think it was 2nd October of 1889, where they then travelled by ship to Seoul, where they spent a few months learning Korean language, a bit about the culture, and then they proceeded on foot, I believe, from Seoul to Busan. But on the way, Joseph Davies contracted smallpox and pneumonia and died. So he's not only one of the first Australians to Korea, but also Australia's first person to die in Korea itself. Not the best conditions for the video. just got the dump truck there. I'll try and move past it. But listen, I just want to wrap up this story. This is day 4 of what I'm calling 100 Days to Harvest. We're tracking the story of friendship between Australia and Korea. And I want to make a point of beginning here in this place which really resembles nothing to do with Korea today. But was, I guess, it shows a bit about the character of Joseph Henry Davies and his sister Mary Davies, and their sort of sense of ambition for what they believed was important as Christians, and that was achieving their mission. Now I know that you know that's something many people can empathise with, and there's other people who maybe think that's relatively unimportant in terms of the story of friendship, because of past associations with the church or their own personal beliefs. But that's the beginning. Just looking at the beginning of that story. The point I want to make though is it's a story of change. We've gone from this schoolhouse where I guess the character of this person ended up taking himself to Korea with his sister, and from there the story unfolded. What we have today in the story of Korea only has faint traces of those threads in that tapestry, and it's now a much more rich embroidery of many different threads that have passed through from people of different backgrounds with different motivations. And so as we tell the story, we've got to look back to the past, but it's important we're looking forward to where this is going to. This is pretty much the beginning. This is where the narrative starts, and now we'll take it forward. So stay tuned for more instalments in this 100 Days to Harvest as we leave Melbourne, head back to Sydney, might get to Canberra, and then off to Seoul at some stage to retrace the steps of these people who first bridged that friendship between Australia and Korea, and those who have followed since. Thanks for listening.